All right, Shalom. First off, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone. And Shalom to the Akim out there preaching his word in truth and sincerity. All right, so I wanted to make this quick video on this article I came across. Because you know how dealing with the food, how for people that don't want to be eating meat and stuff, they believe the stuff, everything that they eat is a better alternative all the time when it's really not, especially with the new stuff that Esau been trying to create, like this article is going into with the Impossible Burger, Beyond Meat, stuff like that, which is supposed to be alternatives for vegans to eat that are very, very dang near the same thing as meat, but it's not meat, and it's actually way worse than eating meat, far as for your body. And this article goes into it. It says, this is from naturalnews.com, and it says, a massive backlash is building against fake meat products like Beyond Meat and Impossible. Yeah, they eating processed foods. I don't know where the video had cut off yet, but I'm gonna start back a little bit from right here. One of the voices of dissent is the CEO of Chipotle, Brian Nicole, who said that the products are simply too processed for the menu of his restaurant chain, as they focus on using real foods and short ingredient lists. Chipotle is joined by Arby's and Taco Bell in pledging not to add these biotech meats to their menus. Whole Foods CEO is also not a fan, telling CNBC that many of the burgers getting a lot of hype right now are super highly processed foods. He said he's not willing to endorse them from a health standpoint. Consumers are waking up to the reality of these offerings, especially vegans. That's because when you get them at a restaurant, they are often grilled using the same broiler as beef patties, and animal testing was used to create the Impossible Burger. What exactly is in these meatless burgers? The appeal of these burgers is that they taste a lot closer to meat than the vegetable burgers of yesterday. But what are they doing to accomplish this? Both the Beyond Meat and Impossible Burger patties, basic patties, have more than 20 ingredients, which is quite a lot when you consider that a homemade burger patty could have just one, the ground beef, and perhaps salt and seasonings. The Beyond Burger contains pea protein isolate, rice protein, potato starch, expeller, expressed canola oil, methyl cellulose, potassium chloride, and other ingredients. Some nutritionists have pointed out that these foods aren't considered clean eating and they won't unclog your arteries. Some of them even have more sodium and saturated fat than the foods they are intended to replace. So it's showing you why you over here trying to be a vegan and stuff, eat so-called non-dairy or non-meat products. A lot of the things that you eat is really worse, than you better off making your own, vegan burger at that point. And that's what the article goes into, because it's so processed that it has so many different chemicals and stuff in there just to imitate real meat, that is actually worse. You're actually worse off eating that than eating real meat. After it's all said and done. Yet when he promotes this is not what he's going to tell you. All right. And this is Ezekiel 4 and 13. And the Lord said, even thus shall the children of Israel eat their defiled bread among the Gentiles, whither I will drive them. So really, at the end of the day, people try to make a big fuss saying that eating meat is like bad for you, and being vegan is better, this and that. Really, everything's defiled at the end of the day. You have to eat a balanced diet. There's nothing wrong with eating meat. The only reason that meat is bad for you when you do eat it, depending on the type of meat you buy and stuff, is because of all the stuff that Esau does to the animals, and what he feeds them and stuff. That's why the meat is bad for you, unless you gotta pay more for the so-called organic, the raised natural, and all that other stuff. Yet The reason that the meat is so bad now is because of the way that Esau takes care of the land, takes care of the animals, and all that. And on top of you trying to be a vegan, thinking that you're doing better by not eating any meat whatsoever, you really you mess up your body more. Because what do the vegans be eating? They eat a lot of soy. They're eating stuff like this, the Impossible Burgers, Beyond Meat. They're not just eating, just straight pulse. It's really rare for vegans to eat like that. A lot of vegans are always eating soy-based products, something that's like meat, but it's not. And that's so processed, it's actually destroying you more than regular food would. Yet Esau, he's not going to tell you that. He's going to continue to promote it and make it seem like it's good for you since you're a vegan. You want to be a bug out and try to eat meat without eating meat. He's going to give you some super processed stuff that imitates meat that actually destroys you more than eating meat would. I'm going to read this last two paragraphs in the article. It says, there's also the fact that some of these options contain GMOs. The Impossible Burger, for example, uses modified soy as well as an ingredient derived from a genetically modified soybean plant known as heme, which makes the burgers appear to bleed the way real meat does. So you eating all type of super GMOs when you're trying to eat burgers like Impossible Burgers and Beyond Meat, just because of all the stuff that Esau has to do to make it imitate meat. And I don't even know why anybody in their right mind would want to eat something like that. All right. Here it is, you trying to be a vegan, but then you're trying to eat something that's literally like meat. That doesn't make any sense. Yet, people are bug outs these days. All right. Everybody's bugged out. So they're just doing whatever Esau says is cool to do. Like, oh, you're a vegan? Here go a Impossible Burger. Don't worry about the ingredients. There's no meat in there. Just eat it. And it's literally destroying you, though. But continuing on in the article, it says the long-term effects of consuming heme simply aren't yet known. The textured vegetable proteins they contain, meanwhile, are excitotoxins, not unlike MSG, which can damage brain cells and lead to problems like fatigue, migraines, upset stomach, and hives. While they might help you avoid the growth hormones and antibiotics that are fed to cows, these biotech meats should still be considered an indulgence, experts say. If you like to approximate a burger, you'd be far better off making your own vegetable burger at home using natural ingredients. So you're better off making your own stuff, but we're living in a day and time where nobody makes their own food, these days. They all like to go out and eat out at restaurants or buy takeout food. So the people who are so-called vegan, you know, this is what they always gonna go to. They're not about to make their own, vegan burger or whatever. And Esau knows that. That's why he's promoting these Beyond Meat and stuff like that. It's all just for money at the end of the day. And it said that in the article they don't even know the long-term effects of eating that. So you over here eating all this soy, all this super processed fake meat, literally is killing you more than if you was eating meat, the whole time. And you actually thinking you're doing better for yourself. Yeah, this is I'm gonna Habakkuk 2. I'm gonna start at verse 4. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. And that's the type of guy that's in rulership, man. Here it is. He's not gonna tell you the truth about all of this stuff. He's just gonna be promoting more and more everything that literally destroys you. Whatever he tells you to do, you're better off just doing the opposite, really. All right, doing your own thing, because all the advice he can give you is literally the worst advice to give. But these people listen to him, because they're bug outs. And in verse 5, it says, yea, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death. And exactly, he's as death, man. Everything Esau creates is death, man. All right? He is as death, and everything he offers you and tries to push, pretty much it promotes nothing but death. It brings nothing but death, all right? You over here taking his advice when it comes to your diet, your health, going to see doctors and everything else like that, getting flu shots, all this other stuff, and it's all killing you. All right, because you're taking advice from the guy who's the devil, the so-called white man. All right. Continuing on, it says, "And is as deaf and cannot be satisfied, but gather unto him all nations and heapeth unto him all people." And this is describing none else than you Edomites, man. Nobody else fits this, to the T. You enlarge of your desires, hell, you want everything, you never satisfied, all right? And you're literally as deaf, man. Everywhere he goes and everything he creates, he just brings death, man. All right, check his track record out, man. Check out his history. All right, everywhere he went, he just destroys it and brings death. Same thing with this food, man. Everything that he makes for a so-called better alternative, if you want to be vegan, all that shit's killing you, man. You better off just, if you're gonna be a vegan on the right way, as far as just eating pulse, you know, eating raw vegetables. Don't get no soy shit, no Impossible Burger, stuff like that. Everything that's created in the lab, basically. Why would that's not being a vegan? If it's something that's created in the lab, it ain't something that just came from the earth. All right. Hey, but people, like I said, people are bug outs and they want to still eat meat without eating meat. That doesn't make any sense. Yet these are the type of people that actually want stuff like that. Want the burger to be bleeding when it's not even real meat. And you thinking that it's actually cool to eat something like that can bleed, that's not even real meat, and it looks like it, smell like it, tastes like it, but it's not meat. People are bugged out, man, eating stuff like that. Like I said, if you want to be a vegan, you better off just eating raw pulse or just cooking vegetables straight up, not touching anything that's processed. Because that's what you're supposed to be doing, if eating everything as less processed as possible. If you want to do that, but people are bug outs and they don't want to do that and they're lazy. And so like I said, I just wanted to go into that real quick. How everything pretty much Esau promotes, man, it literally destroys you, man. And he's not gonna come out and tell you this. He's just gonna let you find out years down the line after you've been eating all this garbage food, and then people start suing his ass later down the line. Then he gonna come out and say like, "Oh, we didn't know it was bad for you," but he knew the whole time. You know, it's just the type of guy he is. He'll put it out there, knowing, experimenting, really seeing what it does to the people. People get messed up from it. Then you're gonna go backtrack and try to take it away, or just keep on promoting it. Hey, so with that, I'm gonna wrap it up and give all praises again to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to our apostles and elders, a great millstone. Shalom, Tada Hakim out there preaching his word, truth, sincerity. Shalom.